The House of Parliament discusses amendments to the Integrity in Public Office Act. Night landing resumes at the Douglas Charles Airport. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after the break.
Introducing the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app, available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market, and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Thanks for staying with us. Parliament was adjourned sine die on Tuesday evening with good news. Shortly before the dismissal, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made an announcement.
All the lights have been fully installed at the Douglas Charles Airport. So we are now ready to fully resume night landing again. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, Seaborne Airline landed, and also I believe Winnie have been advised. The Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation has commended the government on this very important achievement, considering the speed at which we will get it. The pilots have been very impressed, and they have also expressed their commendations. The lights are solar lights, moving forward with green energy. And this, we hope, Madam Speaker, this fits in the government's overall renewable energy effort, in geothermal and so forth, Madam Speaker. And then that we hope will save the diaspora some monies in terms of electricity bills at the end of the month.
The Honorable Prime Minister listed a number of public officers as well as foreign partners for their contributions to this achievement. Meanwhile, work continues on easy access to Dominica.
That we in fact signed a contract of $31 million for the restoration of the apron, the river retaining walls, the road leading up to Londonderry and other aspects in response to Erica and so forth. So it's ongoing, and we are getting there slowly but surely.
On Tuesday, the House of Parliament spent most of the sitting discussing amendments to the Integrity in Public Office Act of 2003. The amendments, among other things, reduced the number of persons on the IPO Commission, which executes the IPO Act, from 7 members to 3. Each member appointed by the President, one on the advice of the Prime Minister, and another on the advice of the opposition leader. The third, the chairman, should be a suitably upstanding and experienced attorney at law, chartered accountant, or one who has held a high administrative position in the public, private, or social sector. The chairman is nominated on advice of the Prime Minister. The IPO Act contains 59 sections, of which 18 were adjusted. According to the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Senator Francine Baron, an attorney, concerns regarding the reduction in the Commission's size will not hinder the body's work. It was established that the existing Commission has been calling for that reduction.
There is no magic in the number. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition indicated that there are different conventions which speak on corruption. We are aware of that, Madam Speaker. But I would respectfully suggest that none of these conventions say that when you appoint a commission, you must have 7 members or 5 members on that commission. And Madam Speaker, in Antigua, the commission is 3 members. In St. Lucia, the commission is between 2 to 4 members. So why is it, Madam Speaker, that we think that Dominica must have 5 or must have 7? Why is it that we cannot accept that we can have 3 members just as Antigua and St. Lucia?
She added that based on the requirements for a seat on the IPO Commission, the pool of qualifying professionals is quite small. The amendment broadens the scope. Minister Barron also responded to opposition concerns regarding the Commission's susceptibility to political influence.
Madam Speaker, this government has always exercised prudence in the choice of individuals to sit in positions such as this on all commissions. It has nominated in the past and will continue to nominate in the future people who are independent-minded, who can think independently, and persons who are of high public standing and integrity. And that, Madam Speaker, is what the bill calls for. When the Prime Minister is advising on the appointment of persons to the Commission, he will be looking at independent thinkers, people of personal integrity, high public standing, that will take decisions according to their conscience, Madam Speaker, and the evidence that is put before them, and not to favor people who nominated them.
According to Senator Barron, the Commission's track record and history of investigations give no reason for distrust in the workings of the Integrity in Public Office Commission.
In the 7 years that this Commission has been functioning and active, what evidence of corruption has been brought before it? Where is it? What successful case has been brought before the Commission? If there is evidence, bring it forth. Let it be tried and tested before the Commission. And if, Madam Speaker, that evidence is not there, it is time for the opposition to stop. If you have no evidence, then it's time for you to move on. Find something else to talk about.
The Integrity in Public Office Act does not allow for anonymous complaints. This means that persons who are aware of a breach of the code of conduct by any person in public life must bring evidence, and his or her identity is not concealed. According to Honorable Francine Barron, this is a non-issue. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit added his voice to discussions on that matter.
In every international convention, it always says, in conformity with your constitution and domestic law and circumstance. The member for Rosa South would know, as a lawyer, that our constitution does not allow for this concept of whistleblower in Dominica. Because the Integrity in Public Office, Madam Speaker, is a quasi-criminal court. And Section 8E of our Constitution, Section 8E, Madam Speaker, 8(2)E of our Constitution, 8(2)E of our Constitution allows or demands that the accused must know his accuser. This is a criminal system, Madam Speaker. And are we proposing in Parliament that we go contrary to the Constitution and take the rights that all of us enjoy under the Constitution, Madam Speaker, and say that we want to pass whistleblower legislation? We must first amend the Constitution. We must first amend the Constitution.
He added that since the Commission came into effect, he has regularly declared his assets and finances in accordance with the Act.
I, Roosevelt Skerrit, the Parliament for Vacres, and the Prime Minister of this country, Madam Speaker, I have made every year I have declared my assets and liabilities to the Commission under the existing Act. And every single year, Madam Speaker, notwithstanding the fact that your members in the Commission who have a political agenda against Roosevelt Skerrit and the government, Madam Speaker, they have sent my certificate to me stating, Madam Speaker, in 2008, the first one, name of declarant, that's Form 3, Madam Speaker, certificate, name of declarant, Roosevelt, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Social Security and National Security. The Commission hereby certifies that it has examined the declaration submitted by the declarant on the 21st day of November 2008 and is satisfied that a full disclosure has been made in accordance with this Act.
Offices required to file declarations include the Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, the Chief Fire Officer, Chief Physical Planner, Chief Technical Officer, the Labor Commissioner, the General Manager of a public institution, gazetted police officers, and many others, including permanent secretaries and government ministers. According to the Honorable Prime Minister, Dominica is known for being among those with the highest IPO compliance rates in the Caribbean.
The Act does not affect only members of government. It affects people more widely. So the balance has to be sought and struck to achieve the aims of the legislation, namely probity, integrity, and accountability. That is what is being sought, and that is all that we need to ensure that the legislation achieves. It is not a witch hunt to make people's lives miserable or in any other way try to inconvenience people or indeed to embarrass them.
The Amendment Act was passed 19-8. In June this year, Dominica was among 12 Caribbean countries which joined to form a new Commonwealth body to fight corruption. The Association of Integrity Commissions and Anti-Corruption Bodies in the Commonwealth Caribbean was formed at an international conference convened by the Commonwealth Secretariat in Grenada and hosted by the Integrity Commission of Grenada. The President's annual tour of various institutions took him to the Princess Margaret Hospital today, Wednesday. His Excellency Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre, the Honorable Minister for Health, Dr. Kenneth Daru, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Royer, and the management staff of the hospital took time to visit each ward and every patient. By the looks on the faces of the patients, the President's visit was warmly received. Following a tour of the facility, His Excellency Savre addressed the staff of the hospital.
At this time of the year is an important custom as it provides an opportunity for interaction with the patients and with you, our health professionals. We visited all of the wards today, and the most striking thing is that every patient whom we asked, how are you? How are you feeling? I am well, I'm okay. So I said, well, what are you doing here? Because the persons who are here are supposed not to be well, and the business of the hospital is to make them okay. So some of them said to me, well, you know, when I came here, things were worse, but things are better and getting better. So that is a wonderful testimony for you, the health professionals here.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Royer, speaking on behalf of the Minister, said although there were serious challenges posed during the year, the PMH can boast of several achievements. She listed a few.
At present, the Princess Margaret Hospital is equipped with modern equipment which continues to enhance the provision of quality secondary care for our populace. And these include the CT scan machine, digital mammogram, gastroscopy and colonoscopy system. With the high levels of motor vehicle accidents occurring in Dominica, orthopedic equipment was procured this year, and this equipment of a saw, drills, and pins allow our orthopedic surgeons to provide restoration of bone fractures instead of having patients travel overseas for such expensive surgeries. The long-anticipated surgical lower laparoscopic system, which was procured at a cost of approximately $1 million, is finally here at PMH. And I think we really need to extend our thanks to the government for making sure that that became a reality.
The Permanent Secretary commended staff of the hospital for their dedication to delivering quality health care.
I just went through the ward and it was really thrilling for me, the amount of persons that voiced the contentment and satisfaction that they have with the level of care they received at all levels. I didn't have to tell you, I was asking them Ask them, how do you feel about the nurse? How do you feel about 100%? So I think we need to applaud the efforts of every staff.
Several staff members and departments received awards for their outstanding contributions to healthcare services during the year. GIS will bring you more on this in tomorrow's newscast. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
It is time to break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should not keep. For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. The Office of Disaster Management will hold a two-day national after-action review of the events relating to the impact of Tropical Storm Erica from today, December 16, 2015. The review will bring together key stakeholders to what happened during the emergency response to Tropical Storm Erica in order to improve future responses both within Dominica and the Caribbean region following the first review in September 2015. Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson chaired the event. The CMO stated that the objective of the review meeting includes bringing together local and regional responders to discuss and reflect on the events surrounding the impact of Tropical Storm Erica on Dominica, improve links between local and regional emergency responders, identify what worked and well and the challenges encountered during the response, and develop recommendations for policymakers based on the lessons learned. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Roy, represented the Honorable Minister for Health, Dr. Kenneth Daru.
I am of the view that today's workshop will provide stakeholders gathered here the opportunity to review Dominica's preparedness, alerting, response, and recovery to Tropical Storm Erica. As we continue the rebuilding process, findings of review will be critical to the process and also influence key policy decisions. I am pleased with the presence of our regional organizations who were very instrumental in the immediate post-Erica response and to date continues to pour overwhelming support to the Ministry of Health and by extension the government of Dominica. I think we need to applaud them.
Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency CDEMA representative Elizabeth Riley notes that the agency's support has been ongoing in Dominica.
The CDEMA Coordinating Unit technical teams were on the ground in Dominica within 24 hours of the event. And our support continues here in Dominica even today. This support included technical as well as logistical support and was wide-ranging, including areas such as support to the Emergency Operations Center here at Jemmet. We also provided personnel to support in the areas of damage assessment and needs analysis, search and rescue through our regional partners, including the RSS, and in a range of other areas.
She notes that this review will help CDEMA in understanding both what was done and what can be improved in their procedures. During the 2 days, she hopes to focus on the health sector after action review, highlighting what went well post-Tropical Storm Erica and the implementation of the emerging recommendations. She commended both the government of Dominica and the CDEMA staff on island who worked tirelessly during the storm.
I wish to commend the government and people of Dominica. Dominicans are resilient people, and I'm even happier to say that now since I've been named as an honorary Dominican. And I think there's been a tremendous effort here by all persons to not just bounce back, but to bounce back better. The team in Dominica has remained committed under difficult circumstances, including personal loss and personal tragedy as well.
Dr. Godfrey Shreb, who was representing the Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, remarked that without collaboration, none of the funds raised for Dominica would be possible. GIS News will bring you more from this event in tomorrow's newscast. So Kimani, as per the story we just read, we are now 4 months post-Tropical Storm Erica, and what's happening right now is a review. Well, it's not the first review. As was said, there was a first review in September, and now we are doing a second review on what happened during Tropical Storm Erica. And I think what it's important to note is that many of the organizations which assisted us very quickly post the storm were there during the discussions, giving their findings during the reviews, and we can see that a lot was done after the storm to help Dominicans, rally together, find each other, the different construction works that were happening, the different resources that were given, and right now all the different organizations are here on island reviewing what was done.
Well, I think that's excellent. As you said, it gives us an opportunity to learn from the mistakes that were made, or to see how we could do things better. Say something like this or something of this magnitude were to happen, to Dominica again, or any other Caribbean country, because we have regional bodies in this post-mortem, right?
That's right.
And so we get an opportunity to, to see where we went wrong and where we can strengthen. We get an opportunity to teach other countries, what can be done in certain situations. So I think having a post-mortem of that nature and including everyone.
That's right. And I think what's important to note is the immediate response and collaboration that was happening among the different agencies. Wherever they were, they stopped what they were doing and they came to assist us here in Dominica. And after the storm, days after the storm, there was still personnel, for example, from the World Health Organization and the Pan American Health Organization on island rallying together to assist us here in Dominica. So I think that's very important.
Yeah. And that's the English segment of the news. Coming up next, Creole Highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole, non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique bien plaisir qu'il ait mis clarté solaire pour faciliter l'avion posé la nuit encore en basse avion Douglas Charles. Avion pas de ça posé la nuit si l'on coule Erica, qui était bien dommage et facilité là. Parole salaire sorti au ministre Paul, Honorable Ian Pinard.
Depuis Tropical Storm Erica, Douglas Charles Airport souffert mass damage. Et puis, l'airport là, si vous trouvez l'airport là après ça, tout le monde croit que l'airport là fini. Il était ouvert till 2016. Mais actuellement, l'airport là ouvert, nous quand il fly la journée. Actuellement, hier, nous fini lighting airport Douglas Charles. So, plane avion, ça vient Dominique, les soir actuellement. So, nous avons solar light, nous mettons, nous contractons compagnie Hot Spin, et puis, ils font un bon job, ils procurent, ils font solar light aussi Australia, et puis, mon content pour dire, nation là, ça, light là, nous installons light là, et puis, actuellement, nous avons commencé à night landing à Douglas Charles Airport.
Ministre Pinard aussi fait parole d'autres travail pour faciliter là.
Well, nous signons un contrat, et puis, garder un fil. Et puis, 300 millions, over $30 million, nous signons pour faire partie de travail à l'aéroport là, pour faire apron là, pour faire taxiway, pour faire maçon, pour faire chimie, ou de Londonderry, pour faire tout drains à l'aéroport là. Et puis, le contrat, c'est pour 6 mois. Et puis, ils ont commencé déjà, ils ont commencé des semaines qui passaient, et puis ils ont fait bien à l'airport là. So, après 6 mois, l'airport là qui est fini, et puis ils gardent bon jusqu'à était avant.
Alors, nouvel projet CAI qui continue en constitution de fort, même si le gouvernement a mis attention à ces occasions qui affectent par culture Erica. Parole celle-là sortie du membre parlement, Honorable Ivor Stevenson.
Mais peut-être que c'est un bail qui a continué, toujours a continué. Le gouvernement ça a qui improvement dans la vie monde pour l'année qui passe autant mon tapé autant assistance. Ça qui tape KNF, ça qui tape matériaux, galvanage, ciment, bloc pour ranger caillou. Et puis nous on bien différence dans ces mondes là qui tapent ces différents matériaux ça là. Mon ça dit depuis après Tropical Storm Erica, nous pouvons taper assistance pour ça parce que nous comprenons qu'on est un pays là, c'est l'autre village là, quand ils savent et puis Diobic là, autant de dommages fait. Nous croyons que le gouvernement peut construire ces places avant. So, mon crois que c'est pour comme ça que continue et puis mon crois que monde consentement c'est moi ni mais la vie moi qui c'est kaila la yo ka vivre c'est mais kay pour yo vivre pour yo ni mais la vie mais santé.
La nouvelle ministre pour l'énergie, Honorable Ian Douglas, a assuré Dominica que le gouvernement Dominique Poko et puis pas abandonner le projet diothermique et puis il bien vivant. Ministre Douglas a aussi fait parole que le gouvernement Wanman, si l'on compte Erika, tenait priorité pour mettre les gens qui sont affectés par Erika à d'autres occasions. Ça a la cautionné le projet là, titak derrière. Projet Salah Wanman déjà voué phase exploration et puis pour test projet Salah. L'autre phase là qui voué génération électricité en petit plan pour Dominica Light. Honorable Douglas aussi fait parole qui coule temps Erika pas affecté projet là mais yoka Wanman fait maintenance à souhait. Et puis finalement ministre Kai recevait matériaux hors compagnie Kubuli. En présentation pour place bon matin là en l'occasion ministre Ozo. Permanent secrétaire ministre Kai Ivanette Baron dit merci à Kubuli à ce compte gouvernement.
Aujourd'hui, nous essayons pour nous recevoir matériaux hors Kubuli. Nous tenons puis nous ministère Colin McIntyre, manager housing. Madame Safia London, votre Kubuli, et puis les autres travailleurs de votre ministère, nous voulons dire merci beaucoup pour ces matériaux que nous recevons aujourd'hui là. Nous croyons qu'il y a un des plus de monde qui est affecté par la Tropical Storm Erika. Nous sommes bien contents de nous recevoir matériaux avant Noël là. Parce que nous connaissons Dominicains et nous manger caillou avant Noël. Et puis nous croyons matériaux qui aident à faire préparer ces cailloux et puis pour commencer à sentir meilleur après storm là. So aujourd'hui là nous voulons dire comment nous apprécier ces matériaux-là, et puis nous voulons dire merci.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Nous, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce, qu'à souhaiter tout le monde au bon saison Noël. Au revoir.
How to get the most out of your Christmas holidays, coming up next. Although most people associate certain activities with Christmas, it's okay to break out of the mold and create all new traditions for yourself or for your family.
Christmas will still come around next year if you don't overspend on Christmas Eve or if you don't attend any parties or dinners. By doing things you actually enjoy and want to do, you'll be getting more out of your holiday. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter @GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani Saint-Jean.
And I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.